Running, and we're here with our awesome coach, Warren Williams, to talk cross-country race prep. Warren has been instrumental in coaching our squad to get to the New South Wales All-Schools Cross-Country Championships. So, no matter if you're just starting out or a seasoned runner, I'm sure he's got some great tips for you. Okay, Warren, let's say we have a big cross-country race coming up. How far in advance do we need to start preparation?
Well, Piper, a lot of people don't realise that cross-country being a longer event needs quite a bit of preparation leading up to it, and you don't just start like a month before. You need to build a base over a long period of time. So a lot of kids like yourself are doing other sports, and you've got that base building consistently throughout the year. But if you're going to just focus on cross-country, I would say you really need to be doing 3 or 4 months of preparation work to build that base first.
Okay, what do you recommend we start working on first?
Well, I talked about base, and I think that's what you need to start working on first, so you get that good solid build up to being able to run fast. So we work on getting you nice and fit first of all to make sure you can run your cross-country distance, and then once we get you there, then we can start doing the specific work like the speed work and the hills and the tempos and things like that.
Yeah. What's the most important thing to focus on during cross-country preparation?
Well, Piper, I think you have to be fit mentally and physically going into cross-country. So you've got to eat well, you've got to sleep well, you've got to make sure you recover well after your sessions, and make sure your sessions are very structured so that you're not overtraining.
Is it possible to overdo it?
It certainly is, Piper. I've overdone it myself in the past, and I think you have at times as well. Being an all-round sports person, you're involved in a lot of sports, so we have to structure your program so that we make sure you don't overtrain and you get enough rest in between all the different activities that you do.
Alright, the big day is just around the corner. What tips do you have for us as we get close to the cross-country race?
Well, getting close to the races is very important, particularly that last week. You want to make sure you get lots of rest, that your diet's good, that you're hydrated, and that you are ready to race on race day.
And what about nutrition the night before the race? Should we be carb loading?
Well, that's a really good question, and people think that you do have to hit yourself with a lot of carbs a day or two before, but you're only racing 2 or 3 Ks, 4 Ks. The older kids are racing 6 and 8, so it's not doing a Hawaiian Ironman or a marathon. So my suggestion is that you don't do anything really different to what you would normally do when you're in full training season, and keep it pretty simple. You can load up with a little bit of carbs before, but you also run the risk if you load too much, you can be too heavy on race day, particularly if you're doing things like putting bolognese sauce with your pasta. It might make you a bit upset in the belly, so keep it simple and do what you would normally do.
I think most of us start to feel the nerves the night before the race. I know I did. What advice do you have for us for keeping calm?
Well, one thing I like to say is that everybody is nervous. Everyone's in the same boat. So if you're feeling like that, everybody on the start line is feeling the same. So you've just got to get into a routine of what works best for you on the day. Might be listening to music, might be going away from everybody and warming up on your own, might be going with some friends or maybe even with your coach. So work out what works for you on race day to relax your nerves and go with that.
What's your strategy for running the race?
Well, everybody has a different strategy. It depends on what you want to do. If you're at the front of the race or if you're going to be just the middle of the pack, your strategies are going to be quite different. So what I would say is the strategy for most people is to get out with a good start, first 100, 150 metres, try to work your way to the front, set yourself in a good tempo, and then work your way over the hills and pick off the opposition, try and finish strong.
What should we do if we don't do as well as we thought?
Well, everyone has a bad race day. I've had them, your coach Jordan's had them, everybody has them. So you've just got to regroup, tell yourself next race is another day, and get yourself mentally prepared and physically prepared to make amends next time you race.
That's great advice. Thanks so much, Warren. I know you're a big advocate for inspiring teams to get into running. Is there anything you'd like to say to someone who's considering joining the sport?
Well, running is a lifetime thing. It's one sport that you can do all your life. I started when I was a teenager and I'm still running now. If you have a look, there are 100-year-old men and women setting records and still running. So the good part about running is you can do it anywhere in the world. If you go on a holiday, you can throw on your running shoes and run around that city and have a look around. There's so many options with running. Other sports you can't do that. So, if you're looking for a lifelong sport that's going to keep you fit and healthy, running's the one.
Thanks, Warren.